Welcome to sports, everybody. I'm Chris Saunders. The Golden Knights traveled to Eleuthera to celebrate the historic win at the London Olympics. Julian Gibson tells us about the touchdown in North Eleuthera.
Yesterday, our Golden Knights touched on at the North Eleuthera Airport. Mr. Harcourt Braun, parents of Christopher Braun, his mom also on hand, as well as a number of dignitaries. After touching down in North Eleuthera, it was on to Bryland, that sweet little island, Tingham Village, for a breakfast reception.
And like the song says, Bryland sweet. So I hope before you leave, you get to go and see the pink sand beaches. Once you get some pink sand in your shoes, you're going to come back because the great people of Harbour Island know how to treat good people. Amen. And so you'll see that throughout your time, throughout Harbour Island, and the brief time that you're here, the people are excited, they're happy to have you, they're proud of you, and we want you to come back.
Also making an appearance yesterday was Eleuthera's Grammy Award singing superstar, Melvina Culmer.
I love you all so. We will welcome you here to the famous hand in hand we'll walk each day.
Now, after chowing down some boiled and stew fish, Team Bahamas was showered with gifts from the local community. Before leaving Harbour Island, Team Bahamas went on a motorcade through the streets of Harbour Island and was then on to Upper and Lower Bogue, Gregorytown, Eleuthera, Hatchet Bay, James Siston, Governor's Harbour. Get out the pens. More autographs, more gifts for our Golden Knights.
The example which has been set by these fine young men is to be emulated by all our young people who will be attending school, because the effort that they will put into training and into ensuring that they are fit to pass the test of competition is the same example that has to be demonstrated day in and day out over the coming school year.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
All right, Julian, thanks a lot. While also there, the team was on hand for the historic naming of a street in Chris Brown's hometown of Wemyss Bight in honor of the hometown hero.
At the street that he was raised up on, and it never really had a name assigned to it, other than we knew it as the Cotton Bay Road. So therefore, we thought that we would give this an official name. We brought it to the community at a community meeting for their blessings this past Sunday, and I can tell you at that community meeting, resoundingly, a resolution was made to give this the name of Chris Fireman Brown Boulevard.
Now you'll see that only on one station here at ZNS Total Sports and ZNS TV 13. We've got more from that exclusive footage that we have from Eleuthera. We'll see more of that right here tomorrow. Some basketball news. Now, they say good things come in small packages. Charles Fisher tonight introduces us to a Bahamian who may just be the top NBA pick in the class of 2022.
For signing up for the camp for me, and I just love CSA.
What is the best part of your game?
Be able to shoot the ball. So, and I get pretty good at my dribbling. I love dribbling.
Okay, in the next, you're 8, so in the next 10 years, you're going to college, right? What college you looking at?
USA.
USA college? What NBA team you looking at playing for?
Bulls.
You want to go to the Bulls? You want to play with Derrick Rose, or you retire Derrick Rose and take his position?
Take Derrick Rose's position. I want to be better than Derrick Rose.
A proud father, Jamal saw the potential from an early age.
Ever since he was born, there was always basketball in the house, and I always thought him in his room because I kind of give up the game. But there was a ball, and I always used to hear the ball bouncing. When I go to him, I would see my son bouncing the basketball. I didn't pay much attention to it. But after a while, I still see him start to continue to dribble the basketball, and he started to get good. He was able to keep the ball alive, and I started, well, this looked like something he could work on. So I started to take him out to the court, but he wasn't able to reach the court and everything, but he still wanted to dribble the basketballs. But after that, I noticed that his love for the game, his interest in the game started to really evolve.
And for an 8-year-old, his father says he has big goals that with his determination, he will accomplish.
he's aspiring to be great, man. You know, sometimes, I sometimes ask myself, why God entrusted this talent in my care, and I just give him the glory and the honor for it, and the sky's the limit for Jordan, but it's education first.
The name Jordan came from.
Honestly, the name says it all. Growing up watching basketball, I was always a Laker fan, but always inspired by Jordan and his greatness. And I had my son, and there was no doubt that I was about to name him Jordan.
Maybe he will follow in the name of his greatness and lead the Chicago Bulls to an NBA title someday. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, Fisher, thanks a lot. Some sad news tonight. Family members and friends paying respects to former Carifta athlete and junior national basketball team player Horace Pierre III. Horace recently suddenly died in Abaco. The 2001 graduate of St. Augustine's College and the University of Arts and Science of Oklahoma was described as a humble gentleman. On hand to pay tribute, Prime Minister of the Right Honorable Perry Christie.
The one thing we share with our departed brother is that we will die too. We don't know how, we don't know when. I recently had a birthday and I told my daughter, who was grieving over her grandmother who died, that we have to come to the reality that death is ever present, and that if her daddy, me, if God graced me with a life as long as her grandmother, I have 10 years to live. 11 years. And it's a sobering reality. But we could try to duck it and avoid it. And this young man's death is so powerful and poignant and as a reminder to us.
Now, the Prime Minister gave the family some words to comfort them in their time of grief as well at the Bethel Baptist Church last night.
You have to dig deep and to rely on your faith, on the understanding that the preacher whose assignment it is to help us understand will speak to us on. That there will be the pain and the sorrow and the limited understanding of why this has happened and why it couldn't have been someone who has fulfilled their purpose in life. But this young, big giant of a man
Horace Pierre will be buried in North Andros this weekend, where his mother is also buried. Horace was 28 years old. That'll do it for sports. I'm Chris Saunders. Your final look at weather is still to come.